Hi guys, new room unlocked. My room. You've been in there, I think. I got pulled over because I was not focused on what I was supposed to be doing. I was trying to do Instacart and just get to the next thing because I'm so stressed about where I am. And I have two thoughts that are not maybe necessarily like the same or equivalent or whatever, but I just felt like I need to share them because I think whenever I have one of these near misses where it's okay, by the way, I just didn't come to a complete stop at a couple stop signs in a row and didn't realize there was a cop behind me because back in the day I used to be really paranoid about, is there a police officer behind me, because we weren't making good choices. But now I don't think about that, and so when I'm driving, I just wasn't thinking about that. And before I know it, there are blue and red lights behind me, and I'm pulling into Subway. I wasn't going to Subway, but in that moment, then, um, one time I got pulled over, and I pulled into a church parking lot, and I felt like that was the right choice. Unfortunately, there was not a church right next to me. There was just a Subway. Um, and I did feel God in that Subway parking lot tonight. So thank you, God. Uh, I was simply going too fast, not speeding, but I was not focused on what is happening right now. Because I think I'm extremely grateful for where my life is right now and all the things that I have right now. But I have this feeling of I don't feel like I can be happy right now, because I'm not happy with the circumstances that I'm in, being in debt and trying to get out of that. It's all I've been able to think about for a minute now. By the way, I'm in credit card debt and it's not fun. I have a lot of anxiety about it because I don't want to be in credit card debt. I want to have a savings that is substantial and could protect me. God forbid something happens. I'm driving. This is just going to be a total. This is a vulnerability moment, super vulnerable, the most vulnerable I've been on here. I'm driving my grandpa's car because my car wasn't working. So he let me. It's my great grandpa. He let me borrow his. Then he totaled it because he was drunk driving. Right. So now I don't like how I look right now. So now I don't really have a car. I have his car, but it's not mine. And he could take it back at any minute because, again, I'm driving his car. He totaled mine. So now he doesn't have a car. Granted, does he need one? No. But who am I to say that, right? It's his car. So what's Instacart telling me? Oh, Matt tipped $5. Let's send a thank you. Thank you, Matt. That's very kind of you. So I have been doing Instacart. Moral of the story. I've been looking for a second job. I babysat all weekend. I'm in my girl boss era. I am trying really hard to work my way out of the situation I'm in. But right now, it truly feels so heavy. The weight of random text. A number I don't recognize said, hey. No, thank you. We're going to get to that. I just feel unhappy. And I think that a large part of that has to do with the choices that I made and the person that I was for the past couple years. I feel pretty distant from the person I was. Once you look back to a certain point, at a certain time, I don't let me draw. Hold on. This is what I figured out for my lunch this week. I texted Are you busy? Yes, I don't know who you are. Okay. So, there's like now. This is the indescribable future. This is everything that comes after where I am right now, which is living on my own. That's my hair. She needs like kind of a little side bang. Okay. She lives on her own with Kat. That's a cat. In her grandpa's car that she does not own, and she just ran a stoplight. That's a stoplight. Right. So, and she is in debt. Oh no. She has student loan debt. That's a cap. Right. And she just has credit card debt because she was an idiot for a long time. Right. And so because of this, she's like, oh, I guess the eyebrows are supposed to go up. That's her face, right? That's how I feel in this moment. That's how all this makes me feel. When I look at all this, it's like a dark and scary cloud. But there's also some sunlight. Like there was some really positive moments, right? She was in a relationship that necessarily, like, whether it was good or bad doesn't really matter, but she was in one and she thought things were good and secure, and they weren't. And she literally got down on her knee. That's her on her knee. And she freaking proposed. What is this? Yikes. Someone just called in. Yeah, that's as expected. She literally got down on one knee. And what is that noise? What are you guys doing? Okay, sorry. Cat was menacing. Okay. She got down on one knee and proposed. Okay? There were some really beautiful moments. There was some really fun. There was travel. This is an airplane. Anyway, this is an airplane and it's going places. She met friends and family and she made connections and she worked a job that she really liked, and then she moved to be with that person in an apartment together, a 2-bed, and then that person said, actually, I don't think that this is what I want. And I've sort of kind of been talking to somebody at my job for 6 months. And remember when you proposed? I didn't even get butterflies. And remember when we were traveling a month ago and I told you that I wanted to marry you? So then you proposed. I was just saying that to see if I'm not going to cry. I was just saying that to see if I really felt that way. But then I didn't. And then I didn't tell you that until 10 days after you proposed. Right. So then this whole little bubble popped. And then we were here where we were smoking so much. We had already been smoking, but then we kept doing it. And also we had been doing that for so many years, since like 2021. So 5 years that's not good, right? Okay. So then, you know, you party and you think, well, I'm single now. Let's get crunk with my girls. These are me and my girls getting crunk. But here's the thing, that doesn't really bring you joy. What brought you joy was putting glitter on together. And oh my gosh, there's glitter everywhere. We're so silly. I'm looking at this eye specifically because I feel like this eye is bigger. I don't think it doesn't matter. You know, you get crunk, but that's not what made you happy. Being like hot and single and having fun, and then you delete all the numbers and there are random numbers texting you, hitting you up, that doesn't make you happy. In the moment, it might have made you feel cool, but it didn't make you happy. You still looked back and now you're kind of sad that it happened in the first place. And there are things that you bragged about and were like, oh my God, this happened, that happened. And now you look back at that and you're just so sad that you were in that position in the first place. And so now there's all this that you're processing. And before, you would just call that person. But you don't have that anymore. And you bother your friends too much. So now, you're on this little journey right here. And you just want to be here. You want to be right there. Where you have no debt. And you always have yummy food in your fridge. And you cook for yourself. That's the plot. And you've been sober for a long time. And you're healthy. Inside and out. And you speak your mind. And you say the things that are right. And you are just. And you are fair. And you don't see things. My cat's trying to eat something on the floor. You don't see things through this like weird distorted lens. You see them clearly. I drew it over the pot. You see them clearly. That's where you want to be. You want to see things clearly. But right now, you're so scared that you're not paying attention. And you're shaming yourself for all of this. Even this. You're shaming yourself for this even. And I saw a quote that said, "This is not who I am, but I had to see it for myself or I would be forever curious." That really resonated with me. Because at one point, I thought this was all what I wanted. I thought this is what I was content with. I thought this is what I deserved. And this is what I was going to have for the rest of my life. I wanted to be with this person. And I believed that I deserved everything that came with this relationship, the good and the bad, so much that I got down on my knee. I know they joke about lesbians moving fast. Listen, we'd been dating for 4 years when I proposed. Some would say that's the appropriate time, right? Some would. I don't care if you don't. But at that point, it seemed like the appropriate step. I mean, we weren't getting married then. It was going to be like a year to a year and a half, 2 years before we actually got married. But I was taking the step to show that I wanted this forever with this person. And because I am a control freak, God sometimes has to throw something in there, right? Sometimes the universe and God have a plan for you, and you may not like that plan at first. Whoa, I almost just imagined I just had a big old mark on my face. They have a plan for you. And the plan was not this. But My camera thing is going off, but no one's over there. Okay. Imagine there is someone and I just die on camera right now. Anyway, that's stupid. Not nice to joke about. This doesn't mean that this is the plan either, right? Because at one point, like, just because he gives you, water and turns it to wine, right? That doesn't mean that this is the end-all be-all or this is the end-all be-all. It just means that this was this then, and this is this now. And so this looks, it shows about how as well as I am. I want to be here, but I have to figure out what I even want of this. Because at one point I wanted all this, but now I have to look at this and I have to figure out what I want. And then I make it happen. Because at one point I wanted this, so I made it happen. And God said, girl, pivot. And I very much, it's that thing about like ADHD where it's like, you can't look at a job description and be like, well, I can't do this job because then I'd have to move here and then I'd have to find my person here and then I'd have to do this. Girl, you have to just take the first step. You can't see 20 steps into the future. You're shutting out possibilities based on things that aren't even going to happen. You don't even know. It's all a possibility. So like, just chill. Just chill. And like, be patient and see what's going to happen. Think of one thing and then create that one thing. And then next time you might see this. And so you might create this. But you have to just start. I'm going to put this on my door to like ward people off. It kind of looks like a face. Like that's an eye. That's the mouth. This is the other eye. I don't know. Anyway. I need to just like take things one thing at a time and not do this and expect this right now because it's just not going to happen. And if I'm rushing, it's really not going to happen. I could have walked away with $800 in speeding tickets tonight. So I really would have been sad, angry, anxious Boots. I would have been Boots. So like, I don't know. It's also that thing of like, nothing is that big of a hurry. Unless it literally is, it's not. Guess what? It's not. This eye is like watery. It's literally not. So getting from here to here, if you rush, oh look, you didn't even make it right. But if you go here to here and you go slow, you're going to make it and you're going to be fine. This is dumb. Anyway, all of that to say, it is now 9. I'm going to eat something and get ready for bed. Slow down and be patient and figure out what you want and then take the little steps to get there. Be consistent, be slow, be practical, be patient. I have to tell myself all the time. Yeah. And happiness will follow. At one point I thought things made me happy, and looking back, like, it's all about how you feel. And you're going to get there. You're going to be okay. So don't speed and stop at stop signs. All the way. Push your brake pedal until you are at a complete look around. And go. Okay, bye.